Hey, hello, everybody, and welcome to our Bachelor Live with Zachary reality. This is episode 2 live. I am going to take the gum out of my mouth. I should have done that before. Episode 2 live of The Bachelor. We have a lot to talk about. Tonight's episode started off so messy and got really, really heavy by the end, which was very shocking and disappointing. I did not see the episode taking a turn the way it did. So we're going to discuss it all. And I'm so excited about being back on our second YouTube Live. This is the first time I'm going to be doing YouTube Lives throughout the season. So we're going to be doing them every single Monday night after the episode. Tonight's was at 7:45. Last week's was at 8:30. So not exactly sure. The time might change every week, but we're taking things 1 week at a time. And if you guys are new here to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you have not subscribed already, and give the video a thumbs up. As well, we have the live chat going on right now. So I'm going to be reading your comments throughout the entire YouTube Live and answering them directly because you guys are my audience. I feel like Wendy Williams. And if you do miss the live or you have to go, we're going to be on for about a half hour. But if you fall asleep like Shy Girl Spills Tea might, you can always come back and watch the rest of the live tomorrow because we are going to be getting into a lot of tea. And what I was thinking about this season that I love so much is this is the first season where I am really connected to a lot of the girls. I would say I've talked to at least 10 of them in the DMs, which is crazy because I talked to maybe like 2 or 3 of Matt's girls last year, but like after the show. So the fact that I'm so ingrained in like what's going on, like I have so much more to tell you guys. I feel like I'm such more of like a Bachelor resource now because now I kind of understand a little bit more about what really is going on because the show is very edited. So I'm going to be sharing some of the DMs I've gotten, paraphrasing. So if you guys have any questions about any of the girls specifically, I'm going to talk about DMing Cassidy and Shanae because they were kind of the 2 villains from tonight's episode. So I talked to both of them today, actually. So this is kind of all crazy. But get to your questions because I'm going to be reading them throughout the whole live. So Shy Girl says, it's go time. People on ET are ready for bed. Hot topics. Yeah. What did you guys think of the episode? Leave them in the live chat. I want to know who you guys want me to talk about and any questions you have so I can answer them. But the date started with the one and only Hillary Duff. This is literally what dreams are made of. Lizzie McGuire was literally my whole childhood, and Hillary Duff was my first concert I ever went to, too. So me and Cassidy have that in common, as well as the fact that me and Cassidy both live in Los Angeles. So I had to hit her up about doing a possible TikTok. So stay tuned because that might happen this week. I'm going to try and get her into TikTok. She says she doesn't know how to use TikTok. But we're going to change that because I already have an idea that I want to do. Did Clayton send Cassidy home? So the episode ended, and obviously you shouldn't be here if you didn't watch it. The episode ended without a rose ceremony. Clayton was about to pull Cassidy aside because Cassidy told some information to Sierra about a guy that she was seeing at home. And let's just get to that right away because I have the receipts right here. I'm not going to keep you guys waiting, but Clayton basically he was about to talk to Cassidy for like the second time after he heard the news from Sierra that she was seeing someone at home who she talked to right before the show and who she was planning on talking to when she got back from the show. That was what was shown on camera. And I love Sierra. She is honestly one of the prettiest girls there. I feel like it's not good that she was the one that had to give that information. Like, obviously, she was put in that position, but that's a sign that she's not going to go very far because after she does her job, which is getting Cassidy to go home, Sierra will probably go home the week or 2 after, most likely. That's usually what happens when there is a rat on The Bachelor. Not to call Sierra a rat because, like I said, she was kind of put in that position, but she was given the rat storyline. And the rat storyline is when you get the tea and you give it right to The Bachelor, the tattletale. I'm sure we're going to see a few of those. And surprisingly, Shanae was a tattletale as well tonight. And I think a lot of times villains are tattletales as well as the tea givers. Shanae did both of those things tonight. So Shanae is really going to be a hot commodity this season. I kind of feel like she's not going to go that far because it looks like she's going to be on a 2-on-1 with Elizabeth next week, possibly. And if she's already getting a 2-on-1, I don't think that Shanae is going to go too far. Shanae is also giving us a lot so soon. Usually a villain that goes farther kind of crawls up on you, but Shanae is kind of giving us a lot at once, which leads me to believe that Shanae's time might end by episode 4 or episode 5 latest. Um, Cassidy, I think, is going to go home tonight. I mean, the way that Clayton ended on Jesse Palmer, I literally forgot was there, but the way the episode ended, Jesse Palmer literally was going up to Clayton, and Clayton was like, "Is it possible to take someone's rose back or something like that?" So Cassidy is going home. I mean, we saw her admit that stuff to literally Clayton. Yes, guys, get in the live chat. Shanae. Okay, I love Shanae. I'm sorry. I don't like what she said, but we're going to get into it. Let's talk about the Cassidy situation. I'm going to be frank with you guys. Me and Cassidy DM'd today, and this is exactly what happened. And she basically, I just DM'd her first and I sent her like an emoji. And then I was like, "Good luck tonight. I heard you're gonna be the villain." I made a TikTok. She was like, she's commented about it. A couple of the TikToks I saw. She said knew she was gonna be the villain tonight, and that she was kind of like thinking it was gonna come off like Corinne. We love Corinne. Okay, and then here's what happened. And this is what I think is interesting, and why I feel comfortable sharing this on a live is because Cassidy told me the tea about this guy before I even asked. So if she's willing to just give, and I wouldn't even have asked because it's not my business, it's a TV show. I would never even have asked, and so it's just she's probably telling. But my point is that Cassidy is probably telling a few people, if not like everybody, about this guy, which is not really that big of a deal because I'm about to share what she said. But it leads me to believe that um I'm not the only one that she's told. So that's why I don't feel like I have like, that's why I feel like she's probably told a few people. This is what she said. I did not have a boyfriend, LOL. It was literally an F buddy. I'd never date for real, LOL. And I admit everything when confronted, but I do set the record straight. And TBH, I got loose lipped because that's how hard I try to bond with people. And I didn't even think anything of it when I said it. So that's what Cassidy told me about the guy who she was telling Sierra about. Now, the conversation was definitely not expected to be recorded. It kind of was like a Brendan and Piper situation where they didn't realize that they were on camera and it was kind of being recorded. So I don't think Cassidy, knew she was being recorded or thought that they would use it. She definitely got caught up in the moment, and that's kind of what she said. But basically, what she just said, if you guys missed it, I mean, you can always replay it. But basically, she's saying that she had an F buddy, which I think most people do, especially in their 20s. I think a lot of people have F buddies that they don't plan on marrying and never plan on marrying, and sometimes they end up marrying them because you fall in love like over time. But I don't think there's anything wrong with going on The Bachelor with an F buddy. I think there's anything wrong with that. What do you guys think? Katie says I love Rachel. Presley says it has to be edited. They should have kicked her off and her ADHD slander. Yeah, that's about Shanae. We're talking about Cassidy. So what do you guys think? Is there anything wrong with having an F buddy? Let me know in the live chat. Melissa, Shy Girl, who's here, guys? Liz. Is there anything wrong with having an F buddy? I don't think there's anything wrong with having an F buddy when you go on The Bachelor. Not at all. I think that she shouldn't have shared that. I think she shouldn't have like told any of the girls that, especially because that can come back to bite you in the butt. So I'm kind of surprised that she let her guard down. But I also think that it was very obvious when you kind of saw her throughout the entire episode that she kind of was like pretending the cameras weren't there. And I think it's interesting because Cassidy does live in Los Angeles. So she's very much around the reality TV scene as well as the Hollywood scene. And I want to point that out because that makes me understand why she came on the show a little bit more free, because she knows the business, she knows the show. I think, I live in LA and it's a different experience where it's like everyone's on a reality show. So I really do feel like Cassidy forgot the cameras were there and was just having fun. Also, you kind of, she was in Beverly Hills, so she's in her own city. That was another thing I was thinking about, is that a few of these girls live in Los Angeles. So for them, being at a mansion in Beverly Hills is just like maybe a regular Friday night. I mean, maybe not for Cassidy, but for a lot of people in Los Angeles, because that's just like LA. We don't have like rooftop bars. People just throw parties. So she's just like I don't even know what I'm saying, but like she's just like in her own city. So she's just so much more comfortable than some of these other girls. Seemed like she was saying if it didn't work out, she had a backup plan, someone to go back on. Yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like she was saying, but I just don't understand why she told Sierra. So I really just think she let her guard down and she just kind of said whatever. And then the thing is with Sierra is that Sierra probably might have never even said something to Clayton if producers didn't tell her to. Like the producers probably told her, like, we got this on camera. Cause like they said, they didn't know they were being filmed. Producers probably told Sierra, we got this on camera. You have to go tell Clayton. And it really made Sierra look like the hero. Megan says, if you have an F buddy and go on this type of show and then tell the girls about it, then you're really there for the right reasons. Yeah, I mean, I think Cassidy was just honestly on the show for fun. Another thing, you can't really blame her, but I think she just really got caught up in being on the show and the moment. And I think it was really rude how she didn't help Gabby build the dollhouse. So I definitely want to call her out for that because, and it was even more rude when she doubled down on it later. I think Cassidy was really throwing herself at Clayton. I mean, Cassidy, I love you, girl, but like that's just kind of how it came across. I feel like she was just like on top of Clayton, almost forcing the connection, forcing a kiss, forcing a lot. And I think she was just really wrapped up in the moment. How far do you think Elizabeth is going to go? Elizabeth is going to go a little bit farther than, I don't know. I think Elizabeth is giving me like might quit vibes because it might be too hard for her. Reality Steve was talking about her Insta. I think it was her or Shanae. Ooh. Yeah, so I don't know how far I think Elizabeth is gonna go, but my point about Cassie is she was just doing too much. And I think that she really just let it get the best of her, and I think she was not prepared. And I think, I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she did anything mean. I think some of her comments were very off-putting about not helping out with the dollhouse and like not caring about the kid's birthday. I think she probably like the producers probably told her like go get the cake. So I don't think she did that on purpose to Genevieve. And then I think she dropped it because she was just like giggling. Maybe she was a little tipsy. But I mean, Cassidy is not a bad person. I think she's funny. And but I do think that she needs to go home and that she's definitely not the right one for Clayton. And I don't think that I think she was just talking about that guy casually because that's just what girls do and that's just what anyone does. You just kind of forget the cameras are there. So that's kind of what my thought is on Cassidy. We have a user who says, and I mean, clearly Cassidy seemed to like children, which would make her and Clayton incompatible. Or clearly seem to like children, which would make, oh, I thought you said not like Clayton incompatible, since that's obviously something he's looking for. Yeah, Clayton and Cassie are not meant to be. So I think that he's going to confront her and end up sending her home next week. Actually, there's no episode next week. So we don't have an episode next week, which I'm kind of glad about because I feel like there's a lot going on in Bachelor Nation. And we've been asking for a break like before, but now like we're invested in the season. So it's like, give us the tea. Maybe they could have waited one more week, but I'm not mad about having a week off next week from the episode. But just to remind you guys, and I'll remind you guys again on my TikTok and Instagram because I feel like we're all going to forget and think there's an episode next week. Matthew says, sorry, this reminds me of Katie. Do you think John will get engaged to her? I don't think that, I actually don't know if Katie and John are going to get engaged. I'm going to put my money on the fact that they are. I'm not saying they're going to get married one day and like walk it down the aisle, but I do think they're going to get engaged. I only wish the best for them. I like Katie and John together. So I hope that they last. But back to the episode. So yes, Hillary Duff, Cassidy got the group date rose. Of course she got the group date rose. I forgot, I think it was Serene who was on the first group date. I forgot if she was on the first or the second one, but she really stood out and got a lot of airtime tonight. Teddy got a lot of airtime tonight, or just like enough airtime to know that connection's fostering. And then I also believe that Gabby got enough airtime to let it foster. So and Sarah as well. So I would say my top 3 or 4, the front runners, I believe, are definitely Sarah, Teddy, Serene, and Gabby. And I don't remember if I said that was my final 4 prediction last week, but I'm going to say right now that is my final 4. If one of you guys don't mind putting that in the live chat, your final 4. If not, I'm going to just type mine actually, instead of making one of you guys do it. Teddy, Serene, Gabby, and who was the other girl I said? Teddy, Serene, Gabby, and Sarah. Okay. That's my top 4 as of now. And I really like all those girls. Okay, now I think we should move on. Oh, yeah, Susie got, and Susie, duh. Okay, whatever. So Susie got the one-on-one date, guys. I did not even pay attention to Susie's one-on-one date. I was literally on my phone. I was like, this one-on-one date is so boring. So I honestly did not watch it. There's really not much to talk about it. I feel like they formed a great connection. They had a good day. I don't even remember what they did. Like, did anyone care about Susie's date? It was just a little bland to me. There was nothing exciting. Did she even open up? I actually, There's my British voice. Okay, guys, I literally didn't even pay attention. So if she opened up about something really traumatizing, which the girls tend to do on one-on-one dates, then I apologize for not paying attention because I have no idea. Melissa's final four is Susie, Gabby, Rachel. Okay, guys, tell me about Susie's dates. Liz says Susie was sweet. Her dad being sick. Oh, okay. Well, then, thank you for opening up. Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry her dad is sick. And Susie seems sweet. For me, Susie's just going to take a little bit of a longer time to get to know because I'm not super connecting with her right away. But her dad almost died. Okay, I honestly now feel bad. Okay, honestly, thank you for opening up. She's such a sweetheart. I'm sure she's super, super sweet. And it's very brave of her to share her story. I honestly just was in the other room. Being able, oh my God, wait, now I remember. This is so bad. Okay, being able to hold her grandchild. That is so sad. Okay, he definitely does seem into Susie. He does seem into Susie, but I still kind of feel like it's going to take me a longer time to get to know Susie. Moving on to the second group date. There was that one girl, I forgot her name, but she was crying about missing her cat. I don't know why they didn't let her on the date. I think there was one or two, maybe two or three girls that they just didn't allow on any of the dates that week. That literally sucks. Presley says she's too nice for Clayton. But the second group date was hosted by Z Way, who is so hilarious. I forgot where I've seen Z Way. Let me know if you guys have seen her. Oh, Jill. Thank you for reminding me her name, Jaden. Jill is the cat lover. I love her for that, though. I think she's going to get some funny memes. The push. Oh, my gosh. The push. Okay, I really liked this group date. It kind of reminded me of Michelle's last season when they were in class and class was in session. But the whole red flag situation, the never have I ever, those are really, really funny. Elizabeth, she kind of put a little bit of a target on her back by sitting next to Clayton. And I think that's what ultimately made Shanae begin to be jealous of Elizabeth because she was getting so much time with Clayton sitting at the same table as him. You guys know when you're in a class and it's a group project and you're at this, you just bond with someone so differently when you're at the same table. So it really felt like Shanae was getting jealous. And then what happened, they did the obstacle course. Shanae pushed, as Stephanie is mentioning, Shanae pushed Elizabeth down, which I feel was not the vibe, especially because that would be, I don't know. It's competitive. It's a game. It's literally a competitive game. So I feel like she shouldn't have pushed her. She shouldn't have pushed her, but I get why she kind of shoved her, especially because there was only little pouches for everyone to jump across. And I know she really wanted to win. And it's sports, football, basketball, you kind of shove someone a little bit. So it's not like she attacked her. But yeah, that was a little bit aggressive of Shanae. She definitely shouldn't have pushed her. I love Eliza. She really stood out, even though she didn't make the dates, which is ridiculous because she was going to do the exact same thing. She was just mad because she didn't get to it first. It was a hard push, though. Yeah, it was a really hard push. Thank you for joining, Joyce. Yeah, it was a hard push. She shouldn't have pushed her, but I feel like it's not the end of the world. She didn't mean to hurt her, and she wasn't hurt, and it was a game. So I don't know. Shanae was definitely starting with Elizabeth, and I love Shanae, and I'm definitely rooting for her. And at this point in the episode, I was. But she was kind of instigating a fight with Elizabeth, it really felt like. And then I don't even remember how the ADHD comment came up, but Shanae shouldn't have used that against Elizabeth. And she really doubled down in it in her confessionals. And then in the conversation, she kept on saying, she was mocking ADHD. I think that's kind of the bottom line. And that's kind of upsetting and inexcusable. And I was kind of curious why the show decided to share that because they're almost mocking ADHD, which is a mental illness, on national television. And then I'm of course the show wants to show this because I think they want to make an example, in a way, make an example for people to talk about their mental illnesses and stuff. I have anxiety, which is different than ADHD, but I think it's you don't want to be shamed for having anxiety. When you tell someone you have anxiety and then they laugh at you and then it's just oh, okay, I guess I just don't have thick, I guess I'm not confident. You know what I'm saying? I feel if you guys have anxiety, you understand. So it kind of felt that is what Shanae was doing with the ADHD, using it, weaponizing it against her. And then when she said that she had, I have ADHD, it was just so wrong and not cool of Shanae to do that. And I do believe that it was edited to look maybe worse in the confessionals with the mocking and the laughing and the music, but I still think it wasn't cool of Shanae to do that. And my advice to Shanae is that she should kind of just address that issue on Instagram tomorrow morning or tonight if she hasn't already while we've been on the live, because otherwise it's you don't wait to the reunion to address that. You don't need to, obviously you're not allowed to address the show, but I think Shanae should at least say something and like, about ADHD, like awareness and just like how uncalled for it was and just apologize so that it doesn't kind of fester longer because that just wasn't cool. And I don't think Shanae's a bad person, but that wasn't that wasn't cool. Yeah, her Instagram, she's definitely getting a lot of hate right now, and a lot of people on The Bachelor get hate, but when you like come for something like this serious, it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be a rough road for her on social media, I think, throughout the rest of the season. She's like, she could have had a lovable villain edit, even though she was kind of like instigating a fight with Elizabeth. But now that she's like crossed that line, like there kind of is no turning back unless she addresses it head on. Then I think she can kind of at least attempt to get away with it. But yeah, super, super not okay. Reality Steve took screen recordings of it. Took screen recordings of what, Shy Girl Steve? Shy Girl sentiments. So that was kind of unfortunate. And overall, I really do think that like maybe Elizabeth was annoying, and I'm sure she was, but I just like I like Shanae, I like a villain, but like I kind of felt like Shanae was just like instigating the fight with Elizabeth the whole time, and she was just so over it. And like I don't know what Shanae was doing. I think she kind of got hyped up by Cassidy, and then Cassidy turned on her later. But yeah, kind of not super, super cool. So I don't think Elizabeth is going to go super far in the show. I think she's kind of got very reactionary, which kind of sucks. And I think that's why Shanae might have targeted her because like you kind of, when you're like not that Shanae was a bully. I don't want to call her that because I just don't want to call her that. But like, I just felt like Shanae was picking on like the weakest link in a way with Elizabeth. So hopefully they sort that out next episode. I kind of feel like Shanae is not going to make it super far. And I think that Shanae is not going to end up getting the best edits. I thought she could have been a lovable villain like Demi or some of our other favorite villains, but I think it's going to be a downhill spiral for Shanae. And they really, can edit anyone they want on this show. They can give them that super edit like they did Brendan. And obviously, like, Brendan was still wrong, but like the show still edited him to make him look even so bad. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's going to be a rough road for Shanae. And I don't know if we're going to what's gonna happen, but she's gonna be on Paradise. And yeah, Presley says, why did Elizabeth hug her? I think there's more to the convo. I'm not exactly sure. I think Elizabeth was just trying to kill it. I think she was just trying to like kill the drama and just like make things cool. Someone I also liked this episode was Kate. She's the Oppenheim group Selling Sunset girl. Last week I was like, she's not on the show for the right reasons. But this week I felt like she looked so pretty in her dress and she was kind of really mature. And I just like, I want to see her on Selling Sunset. I feel like she is definitely a class act and it's not going to get involved in any drama. We do need another Queen Victoria. We really, really do. Can we talk about the freaking Olympian? Oh my God, I forgot her name, but the Olympian is so cool. I think she was the one that tried to calm Shanae down as well, or maybe that was someone else. But the Olympian, oh my God, her muscles, like she needs to race Clayton. Also, Clayton literally kissed everyone tonight. Like he really, really be kissing everybody. So yeah, so next week there's going to be no Bachelor. So we have 2 more weeks until the next episode. I think Cassidy is going to get her rose taken away. And I also think that Marlena, yes. I also think that a few of the other girls are going to go home. I'm going to do some more TikTok predictions on my TikTok. I'm kind of tired for the night and I'm like losing my train of thought for some reason, but live in the same town as Shanae and she isn't like that. Thanks for the heads up, Presley. I believe you. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts on the episode of tonight. Leave your predictions in the comment section if you guys missed the live. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that is all. And we'll be back, I guess, in 2 weeks. But I'm going to probably do another live on my YouTube talking about Marissa and Riley and any other Bachelor tea this week or even next week if there's no episode. So definitely stay tuned for that. But I'll keep you guys updated. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.